If your house keeps falling apart even after you organize it, you're probably not lazy. Most ADHD people try to maintain their homes with systems that require too much energy, too many steps, and way too much consistency. And honestly, those systems only work on your best days. So, the biggest shift for me was learning how to build systems around my real behavior instead of my ideal behavior. Because once I stopped fighting my brain, then maintenance became easier. So, in this video, I'm going to show the ADHD home systems that help me keep my home maintained even on low energy days. ADHD system number one is the path of least resistance system. So instead of trying to force myself to behave differently, I start designing my house around the things I already naturally do. If my clothes ended up on a chair a lot, then I put a basket there. If I drop my bag right by the door, I'd put a hook there instead so I can hang my bag up. If junk mail always ends up on the counter, I put a basket or tray for the mail. And honestly, this works way better than trying to force myself to use systems that fight my natural behavior. And that's because the easier something is to maintain, the more likely ADHD brains will keep doing it. So I start treating clutter like evidence. Mail always on the counter, shoes always by the door, backpack always in a chair. These weren't mistakes, these were clues. Your habits already exist, so build around them. ADHD system number two is the future me rescue system. I stopped organizing for the perfect motivated me. Instead, I started helping the exhausted future me. And this changed everything. And that's because ADHD maintenance usually breaks down when the energy disappears. So now I try to remove effort before I need the system. So when my brain is tired, the system still works. And reducing friction matters way more than people realize. So here are some good examples. You have a trash bag already under the trash bag that you have in the trash can. So when that one gets full, you automatically have a trash bag ready to go. Having duplicate pairs of scissors around your home. So if you need scissors in more than one room, you automatically know you have an extra pair somewhere. Or having extra phone chargers around your home. So no matter where you are in your home, you know that you have a phone charger available to you. If you're enjoying the content and getting value out of the content, then like the video and subscribe to the channel. ADHD system number three is the one-touch reduction system. One thing I learned about ADHD is every extra step matters. And tiny friction points destroy consistency. So now what I do, I try to reduce as many extra steps as possible. Because if something takes opening, lifting, sorting, stacking, folding, or extra decisions, ADHD brains are less likely to keep doing it consistently. And here is the crazy part. Tiny reductions in friction create huge differences over time. This is one of the biggest ways that make maintenance easier on my low energy days. So some examples are using hooks instead of hangers, open bins instead of bins with lids, using a tray instead of a drawer, a hamper without a lid, visible storage instead of hidden storage. And here's a good example. I have a container with a lid on. To put stuff inside that container, I have to take it, put it inside that container, then put the lid back on top of it. Or to get stuff out of that container, I have to go and take the lid off top of that container and then get the stuff out of it as well. Instead, if you have an open bin, all you do, you take that stuff right away and put it right inside that bin. Don't have to deal with the lid. Need to get to that same stuff? Go ahead, get that stuff out of the bin and put it to wherever you need to put it. Don't have to deal with the lid. The lid is a small friction point that is an extra step for you that can really frustrate you, basically. And what this means overall, small friction equals big failure. ADHD system number four is a don't finish it system. This one helped me to stop avoiding maintenance. I realized that my brain was treating every task like it had to be fully completed. And so if I couldn't finish the laundry, I just avoided doing the laundry. If I couldn't clean the whole kitchen, I avoided touching it. But here's the thing, partial completion works way better in ADHD homes. So now I allow myself to fold only shirts or clear one counter. And honestly, partial progress keeps my home functional way more consistently than waiting for the perfect motivation. This system reduces overwhelm a lot. And that's because maintenance gets easier when tasks stop feeling gigantic. And partial completion still counts. And here's a good example. Only unloading half the dishwasher. Yes, you need to get all the dishes out, but you may not feel like you can do that right this very moment. But getting half the dishes unloaded out of the dishwasher still is a good thing and still counts. ADHD system number 5 is the energy matching system. I stopped expecting myself to maintain my house the same every day. And that's because ADHD energy is inconsistent. So now what I do, I have different levels of maintenance. So here's my low energy level: doing trash only, dishes only, or laundry only. And for the medium energy level, I have resetting counters, vacuuming, or doing a quick bathroom cleanup. And on my high energy level, I have organizing, decluttering, and deep cleaning. This helped me stop failing the all or nothing cycle. And that's because even low energy maintenance still prevents disaster mode. And the systems that work on bad days are actually the systems that last. So here are some examples. With low energy, putting one dish in the sink can be enough. For medium energy, wiping down the counter is what I would do. And when I have high energy, I get a decluttering bin out and start putting stuff in there that I need to declutter. And this is important: low energy maintenance still matters. ADHD system number 6 is a visual capacity system. Here is one thing that I noticed: open spaces visually overflow. And when that happens, my brain almost stops processing them. And so I intentionally reduce how much certain places can actually hold. And here are some examples: using smaller laundry baskets, less storage bins, having less stuff on your counter. Because when spaces hold too much, maintenance quietly just disappears. And smaller limits actually help me notice problems sooner. This also makes resets feel less overwhelming, which means I'm more likely to restart more quickly. And here's an example: I have a basket with ties in it. These ties are just overflowing out of the basket, and that's because it is a bigger basket. Now I take a smaller basket and put ties into that basket, and because the basket is smaller, then I put less ties in that basket, and now it's not overflowing. And here's the thing: because I'm using a smaller container, it fills up more quickly. And I know I can't put as much in there. And so that means I notice it getting filled up a lot more quickly as well. And ADHD system number 7 is the reset over recovery system. I used to wait till my house became overwhelming before doing anything. And then recovery just felt impossible. And so now what I do tiny resets before things spiral out of control. Here's some examples: a quick counter reset, a 5-minute pickup, a couch reset, a bathroom reset. These small resets prevent huge recovery sessions later. And this made maintenance feel way less exhausting. And that's because small resets are easier to maintain than massive recovery days. And one example is a sink reset. In my kitchen, doing a sink reset right now, making sure that everything that needs to be on my sink is the only things that are there on my sink. I'm taking everything else off, putting it back in the place that it goes to. That way, when I go to use my sink again, it's already set the way it's supposed to be. And this thing here is my pan organizer. I have it because it's really small, fits on my shelf, holds my pans. This one only has 4 things to hold 4 different pans, but they make bigger ones. But the cool thing about it is it's lightweight. I can move it around. You can have it to where it stands horizontally or vertically. Anyways, you can get a Deco Brothers pan organizer. There should be something at the bottom of the screen. You just click, that's going to take you to where you can find the one that actually works for your home. I really like the one that I have, so I figured I would let y'all know about it too. And here's something important: these small resets prevent collapse. ADHD system number 8 is the good enough system. One thing that secretly destroyed my systems was perfectionism. I kept building systems that only worked on my best days. But ADHD friendly systems need to work on my bad days as well. So now I focus on systems that are easy, simple, and forgiving. Because honestly, a system that works imperfectly is way better than a perfect system that collapses. And once I stopped chasing perfection, my house became easier to maintain. And here's an example: I got my workout clothes here. I got them folded all nicely, the shirt separated from the shorts and everything. And that's good. I can take these and put them in my drawer. Or the other method is go ahead, don't separate them at all, put them all together and put them into a bin. It's a lot quicker. I don't have to worry about if it's folded right or anything like that. I know I go into this bin, all my workout clothes are in there. I can find easily the shirts or the shorts. ADHD system number 9 is the maintenance over makeover system. This might be the biggest mindset shift in this video. I stopped asking, does this look organized? And started asking, can I maintain this consistently? because most organizing content is focused on transformation. But ADHD homes need maintainability. So now I prioritize fewer steps, and my house became more functional when I stopped trying to make it perfect. Because maintainable systems beat impressive systems every time. So you can see right here, I have a whole bunch of containers, have some labels. I'm ready to do my organizing. And here's some examples of maintaining. For me, I have a basket here for my socks. Just throw the socks in the basket. That's one way to make it easier to find my socks and get access to my socks. And then I also have a reset for a counter, have my spices. I put them back in the place they need to go, put my apples in the fruit basket, make sure the container from my air fryer and put that back in its place, and then take everything else and then remove it so that this area is reset. Creating a system takes one day, maintaining it takes every day. The biggest thing I wish I knew sooner is ADHD organization is not about creating the perfect house. It's about creating a house that's easier to recover, easier to maintain, and easier to live in. Because once I stopped fighting my brain, everything got easier. And honestly, that's when my system started lasting. And if you want more ADHD friendly systems, click the box that comes up. It's going to take you to a playlist with more ADHD friendly systems that you can use for every room in your home.